My name is Becca Schmidtberger, and I've been attending Grace with my family for 3.5 years now. My dad and I did not have a very good relationship. It was a very abusive relationship. And so there was definitely a longing in my heart for a father-daughter relationship. It was only after I was married and I got pregnant that we started to rekindle things, and he was diagnosed with cancer. And all of a sudden he wanted to be in my life, and he had apologized for things that happened when I was younger. And he spoke about why he did those things. And it was easy for me to forgive him because it was one of those moments where I was able to see him as a parent because I was a parent at that moment. And so seeing how he struggled with control and how to discipline me, and he wanted me to act a certain way. Well, we ended up spending a lot more time together. He was a part of our lives. He was part of my daughter's lives. He was around a whole lot more than, he would just show up out of the blue. It was nice to have him around. It was nice to have that father-daughter relationship that I had always desired and always wanted. And so we had it for about 2 years, and then he passed. And again, I felt like I was robbed of this relationship that I wanted. When he passed, I was devastated. I was heartbroken. I was more angry than anything. And everybody that was close to me knew that I was angry. And probably about a year after Dad passed, my sister-in-law had asked me to go to a women's conference called Women's Encounter. And I remember thinking, it's going to be, I remember thinking it couldn't hurt. But going to Women's Encounter, I learned about God's grace and about how much He loves us and what He's done for us. And it changed my life. And it changed Alyssa's life and Kaylee's life and Corinne's life and Jared's life and everybody's lives from generation to generation because of what I found, what He brought to me at Encounter. The biggest change for me was before I accepted Christ. I felt like I was doing everything on my own, and I felt like a complete failure. And so then I would just get angry, and I would get angry at the people around me. I would just, it was kind of the way that I was growing up. I had that generational sin. But after I accepted Christ and I learned about grace, then it was so much easier to know that no matter my shortcomings and where I fail, He's picking up those pieces. But I also learned how to give grace. I accepted His grace, and I'm to give that grace to them. And it took a lot of the pressures off of me. It's not my control. Nothing in this world is my control or in my control. And so just releasing that and surrendering that to Him made me a much better mom, and it made me a much better wife, and it made me just a much better Becca overall. I'm happier. I just feel like there's freedom in my life now because I'm not a slave to that anger. I totally believe that God used those painful moments in my life to put that desire in my heart, that longing in my heart for something more. And I believe that it was His timing and the way He used things to make me fill that massive hole in my life with Him.